no real secret that there are gender inequities within STEM. And so I was wondering if you could tell me about a time when you felt disadvantaged, if you felt disadvantaged because of your gender, and what advice you can give young women who might be unwilling to go into a career in STEM because of this inequity.
Yeah, I have a very clear memory in school where I think this was an engineering class where most of it was boys, and there were only a few girls in the class. And I remember after a lecture feeling kind of confused about the concepts, and all the guys are just like, "Oh, that was so easy! Like that was, I am, like so good at this." Uh, those weren't the words they said, but it was like kind of along those lines. And I remember feeling at the time like, "Oh, am I just stupid? Do I just not understand what's being taught?" And it wasn't until later that I realized, oh, a lot of the people who are very vocally like self-congratulatory about how smart they are actually weren't as smart as they like made themselves out to be. And I think it's kind of a common trend or common behavior amongst guys who just kind of one up each other and they're like, oh, I'm smarter than you, or I'm more capable than you. But a lot of times it's like blowing hot air. And my advice to girls is just not to believe people who claim to be like very smart or very capable, and just, look at people's actions, and also don't let how other people present themselves impact how you perceive yourself. It's it's really, I think a lot of the women that I've met have a very strong streak for introspection and self-understanding, much more than the guys that I've met. And yeah, I think that's a strength and something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with that. And just the advice that like, you shouldn't worry about what this person is doing or how he thinks the class went or what he's saying or if he's saying like, oh, it's so easy or something like that, because obviously that might not be the case. And you just need to stay focused on yourself and making yourself the best student or just the best person in STEM that you can be. And I think everything will sort of work itself out. So that's very good advice.